Good afternoon, evening, morning, midday, holiday, whatever time it is for you watching this. My name's Isaiah, aka Duval's Finest, with the Third and Teal crew and Jeff from Unstabled. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I always forget to say that, but y'all don't forget to do it. So that's been great, but do it more because we need more people. Anyways, Jeff, we'll kick it over to you since you're the guest today. Let me hold on. We're all fucking around here. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Normal.
Making me dizzy.
All right. How you doing today, Jeff?
Doing all right, man. How are y'all?
Doing good. I know I am.
Yeah, we're doing good, man. You're doing wonderful.
I love being ass. Yeah.
Well, I love ass too.
Yeah, but I don't love
yeah.
ass. But yeah.
I don't know. Eric's face.
What the hell?
Ass off, Eric. It's an ass
All
off.
right. Well, Trevor, how you doing today?
I'm doing, man. I don't know. There's some stuff. There's definitely some stuff, man.
Did your brother did they win their game?
No, So the offense is a struggle point. He's on the line for both sides because he's like 6'2" at 13, but 6'1.5", 6'2", and he's like I think he's like 190 pounds, 195 pounds, something like that. But they put him on the line both sides. But the offense, our quarterback's like 3 foot tall. It's not good.
Yeah.
But they were close though. It was 8-6. We don't have a kicker either, surprisingly. They're JV, but they had to combine JV and middle school. My brother's in 8th grade. He's not even a freshman. He's in 8th grade. So he's just playing up because they don't have a middle school team. So, but they're playing JV, so they're playing freshmen and sophomores and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool. That helped him in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that early playing time. Hopefully he gets to be 6'15" like you are, and then maybe he can figure it out.
He might get there.
But
they couldn't put him at quarterback at that size. Shit.
I wish they just let him run the ball because his last year of Pop Warner, they gave him the ball one time in the last game of the year just as a fuck around and see what happens. And he carried kids for like 80 yards for like 8 drives consecutively, just fucking pounding them, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
How you doing, Eric? How you doing?
Oh, I thought we had answered that already. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing wonderful.
Well, Jeff asked. I'm the real host around here.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Doing good. It's another Thursday. It's another Thursday. Yeah.
That it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We got a game coming up. I will be there. Trevor will be there. Alex will be there? Yes, Alex will be there. He better be there. I gave him a ticket, so he better be there. We'll be in our throwback season. I'm ready for it. I'll be in my Trayvon Walker jersey. I don't know which one are you wearing, Trev. Do you know yet?
No, I might buy another one when I get there too. I want a BTJ pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Hopefully they have like the stitch ones, not the game ones, but I mean like the limited, limited, not the cheap one. So
sorry.
I actually do have money this time around, but I'm not gonna be able to spend it because tattoo's getting finished finally. But Columbus Day, my Italian blood is ready, and I'm excited for that. And we got a game though. I don't even know what to say at this point. We're kind of all over the place, just like the Jaguars. It's been a long day, and what are we thinking, boys? Let's what are we looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Anthony Richardson playing. Hopefully.
Oh, please, God, play, please.
Please,
I don't want to see Joe Flacco again.
I know,
I
right?
never want to see Joe Flacco again, man. And hey, Jeff, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here because we both suck. So I can say that it's going to not be unfair because we both are ass. But I told you before the season started, the best quarterback you had on your roster was Joe fucking Flacco, and I was absolutely right so far. And I also told you that Anthony Richardson would not make it to our game without going on the injury report at least fucking once.
Yeah. I got a feeling that he's been practicing limited, so I got a feeling if he's hurt, they're not going to play him.
I told Jeff 2 years ago that Joe Flacco was going to be on the Colts.
That was I think my first episode on the AFC South show.
the episode before Jeff came on, I said that they were there. Oh, it's a quarterback carousel. They got Matt Ryan next. Joe Flacco is going to be their starting quarterback. Jeff comes on in a fucking tizzy.
It'll never be Flacco.
It'll never happen. And then
oops,
he texted me before this, like in the offseason, and was like, "Well, Isaiah was right." And I was like, "I was playing the long game."
It's chess, not checkers, Jeff.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's always a good time to have Jeff on. Big Stack, that boy over there, in Houston, yeah, it's a good time. We're having a good. Unstable's growing. If you like the Colts for some reason, go over there to those guys, like and subscribe. If you don't like the Colts, comment hateful things under their posts, please.
That's fine.
That's fine. As long as you're helping the algorithm, you can be mean.
Just post grapefruit emojis on every.
Yeah,
comment.
grapefruit emojis.
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
We'll talk shit back. That's all right.
Yep. Couple of shrimp emojis, whatever that's about. Anyway, so
yeah, no one knows actually, and you might see admin there because we still don't know who that guy is.
The
mystery.
Hey, Jeff, I know you don't know, man, but our admin goes ham, dude.
Yeah.
Our admin goes ham on people, and we just don't. It's tragic. It really
Shut
is.
the fuck up! You don't know ball. That sounds like somebody.
Hey, whoa! There will be no accusations on this show, Jeffrey.
I don't know. I'm just maybe.
What are you talking about? I know football, Jeff. Okay, my predictions, except for in the pick'em, are very rarely wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
However,
the pick'em.
admin also knows ball.
Whoever admin is,
there might be a coinky.
Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the thing you got to watch out for with the Jaguars?
Man, I don't know, man. It's neither one has been very consistent, but I'm going to say the Colts' first two games let up a shitload of rushing yards, and then the last two games they let up a lot of passing yards to kind of underwhelming quarterbacks. I mean, they let up almost 700 yards the last 2 weeks to Fields and Caleb Williams. And in the past, Trevor Lawrence has had a lot of time and has sliced through the Colts secondary. So that's probably what I'm most worried about. Brian Thomas Jr.
When Trevor plays any division opponent, he's going to come alive against the Colts.
Yeah.
If it's any fucking one of them, dude, he turns it on.
If there's any team that it's going to happen with, it's probably going to be this week.
I got to say, though, I do feel like this after watching a lot more press conferences and stuff, because those are way more important than I think your regular run-of-the-mill fan would anticipate being important, especially at a time like this where we are as a team. Is like we've obviously got diversity between some parties involved, but the team is telling us, look, the locker room, they've essentially said Doug has not lost the locker room, that narrative is incorrect. And I will say, we did a lot of things right this past weekend against Houston. We forced C.J. Stroud to make more mistakes than Trevor Lawrence did, and it's not even a question if C.J. Stroud is a better quarterback than what the Colts can bring to Jacksonville this Sunday. We forced him into mistakes with a completely banged-up team because, the only starting caliber player that we had left that was starting caliber, don't know why we're starting Antonio Johnson at this point, but whatever. The only starter that really should be a starter left was Cisco. And he was being forced into a scheme that he's not traditionally running. We had to morph into a zone team on defense because we just don't have the manpower right now to stay with our man-up scheme. Because when we're running that man-up scheme, we made it clear we can lock up anybody. We locked up the fastest receivers in the league until they got tired and tried to play conservative with a lead, and that was stupid, but whatever. Different game, different time. I do think, though, Tank Bigsby, if they're any kind of smart, they know that you guys are bad about giving up rush yards, and Tank Bigsby has been good about fucking taking them this year. Like, Tank Bigsby has been a force to be reckoned with. And not only that, I think if Trevor comes in from what he did last weekend to this weekend, he is absolutely going to do what you just said, and he is going to pick apart that secondary. Because Trevor was picking on Lassiter and all those guys. Like he really was. He was making great throws. He missed 2 deep balls. It happens. One of them was a push-off route that probably should have been deep defensive pass interference, but whatever, But one of them he straight up missed, and that's on him, But either way, Trevor was smart with the football last weekend. And I think, honestly, that's all it's going to take. And I do feel like, now, Steck, I'd like to get your opinion on this because I said this last week, and I just want to see what you think from another fellow member of our division. I think if the Jaguars turn it on right now and we go on a tear like we've been known to do, like we usually have these shitty starts, and then out of nowhere, we just turn it on if we're going to. If we're going to have a great season, it's going to come from nowhere, and it's going to just get red hot and stay that way. If we do that, I do think the division is still up for grabs because I think the Texans still have the harder part of their schedule coming up, and we've already went through our toughest part of the schedule, which our first 4 games were hellacious. Quite honestly, the first 4 games of our schedule were tough. There were no slouches on that first 4 list,
None. Period.
Yeah, so I think if we turned it on, we could go on a run. Now, what do you feel about the fact that the South could still be up for grabs if that became a reality?
I feel the same. I mean, the Colts are only a game behind, and they did dominate the Steelers up until the fourth quarter, who came in with the number 1 defense. The Colts didn't really make a whole lot of mistakes, and they forced Pittsburgh to make a lot of mistakes. So, to see the Texans struggle, it felt good. Like you said, it kind of leaves the division open. So, yeah, I hope that these teams turn it around and start figuring their shit out. But the Colts, like Jacksonville, you haven't really seen their identity and what. Yeah.
I think our identity is just fucking autism at this point. And honestly, because we could do 8 to 10 plays in a row, just absolutely on fire, exactly what the doctor ordered. And then he's going to throw a dump pass 5 yards behind the line because they call a bubble screen again.
I'll agree with you on. There's a lot of issues with play calling. I think on this AFC South show, I pointed out against the Steelers, they had a huge turnover. Fields fumbled it in Colts territory. In the very next play, they drop Flacco back. I mean, it's a point where you could probably go up by 2 scores. They drop Flacco back. He eats a sack. They throw it. He gets 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and then they run it up the middle. Like, why the fuck didn't you start the drive? Like what are we doing?
Yeah,
it's always picked up 3 yards.
Smart play at the end.
Yeah. They picked up 3 yards and missed the field goal. Turn it over basically midfield.
Well, I mean,
how do you have a fumble like that and then fuck it up?
Right. And we had a very similar instance where we come out of halftime, our defense is on fire. We drive all the way down the field because Tank Bigsby busts a big run. Big, massive run. What do? The same draw play 2 more times in a row. Who the fuck? Who in the fuck, dude? Who? And then they're like, yes, quarterback draw is the answer here.
Yeah, of course.
On 4th and goal, dude. Oh.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to run, a different play out of the same exact formation, but to just run the same shit 3 times.
Yeah.
It's wild. And I mean, I think everybody that knows football, like we talked about last week, would agree a draw only works when they're not expecting it. That's the best part of the draw. You sell the pass and they don't expect you to just last minute dip it off and it's up the middle. They obviously knew it was coming. You just busted 60 yards on them with it, dude. Yeah, they know it's coming. What are you doing?
That's the one play they're going to stop at this point.
Literally, right. If they weren't going to stop anything else, it was going to be that.
Yeah.
And then, I hate too, this is another coaching thing that people just want to put this all on Trevor because he got paid. And that's fine. Just show that you have no knowledge of football because first half of the game, Trevor's begging him to go for it on 4th down. He wants, I think if he gets that starts the momentum we needed to carry through the game. I guarantee it. Mm-hmm. And I think he saw something he knew because he was reading and seeing the field very well that game. No turnovers, was really accurate for majority of the game. I mean, he only had 2 misses for the most part. I mean, the rest of them were drops. So he was doing what he needed to do. You trust him then because it's early enough in the game to come back from it. You trust him then. Not on 4th and fucking goal, dude. We're only up 3. What are you doing? And then there's a guy in our comments from the last video. This Trevor guy is clearly blind to the fact that Trevor Lawrence isn't good or something. I don't even remember exactly what he said. I can't remember that asinine.
That was close enough. That was close enough.
Close enough. But anyway, go ahead, bro. Keep telling us you're fucking retarded because I went and checked your channel. You're a Texans fan, so honestly, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about either. Fucking retard.
Man, I think we just found the admin shit.
Hey. Oh, man. Now, I told you, Jeffrey, there will be no accusations on this channel.
Look, now it just added to the fire, add the fuel to the fire that it was a Texan fan that said it. So yeah,
yeah, because man, it gets to the point. Well, it gets to the point where like you've got to be blind or just completely ignorant to not see what's happening in Jacksonville right now. He has one of the worst lines in the league. I mean, he has 1 second on average snap to time he has to get the ball out before he's getting hit. 1 second. What are you come out here, put CJ in 1 second time, because you know what he does? He folds every time. Yeah. Every time. So if you're saying that Trevor is not good, then go ahead and throw CJ and any other quarterback ever in that category, because if you were in 1 second snap to throw time, you would be dog shit as well.
Oh, yeah.
And his biggest knock was his turnovers. He's got 1 pick on the season, bro.
I think that plays a lot. That has played a lot into his decision making this year, also.
Dude, his decision making has actually been a lot better, because I can remember multiple times where he's pumped and pulled it back on years before. Trevor's letting that thing rip.
Right, dude. Exactly.
He's ripping it, and they're either going to come down with it or they're not. Now he's a lot smarter with the ball now, so he fixes his biggest knock, and then he's got to rely on his offensive line to give him time. Now, did he miss a throw 100% on his own? Absolutely. Does that happen in the league? Yes, because guess what? Your beloved CJ Stroud missed 3 of them last weekend, moron.
Yeah, don't even talk to me about it, bro.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson been below.
I'm not coming for you. Hey, I've seen his accuracy. I've seen it. I'm not coming for you, Jeff.
Look, man, he's had some gorgeous passes. Like there was that 70-yard pass. Like it was beautiful. And then he'll have like Josh Downs in the flat, and he'll fucking sail that thing to another planet. Like I don't know which one we're going to get, but against Pittsburgh, man, Anthony Richardson probably had the best start. I don't know if to his career, but at least to the season. He came out 3 of 4. I think he hit Pittman twice for a 30 and a 20-yarder, and it was a beautiful pass deep to him too. It's like he started off probably the best this year, and to get that injury late in the first quarter, man, that fucking sucked.
You know what I do hate though?
It's a reason why I call him tissue paper.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he is injury prone. And that's honestly, it's never been a doubt about his arm talent.
You're right.
He's got the talent, and he's got the talent to be a mobile threat. Like we know that he is a utility knife. He is very versatile. Like he could be really good. He just can't stay healthy. Like he just can't. He started 18 games since high school.
Well, I think it's up to like 19 or 20 now.
Okay, so it might be 19 or 20 now. Sorry, Steck. It's only a second year in the NFL. I would hope it's more than 1 full season. But anyway, regardless, he's got the talent. It's undeniable. But I do hate the fact that like Trevor has always been under the worst scrutiny out of any quarterback I've ever seen, dude. They scrutinize and hang this man more than any quarterback ever.
Well, the media created that monster. I'm gonna be out. The media created that monster, and most fans bought into it. So when he became a pro, it was always already the sky. He had to come in just being a Peyton Manning plus a Andrew Luck plus a who else out there? Bradshaw, Brady. I mean, he had to have it all and start from day one. Nobody considers the team that they're putting around him and the other situations, injuries, and so forth and so on. So, yeah. But, Jeff, tell me, how you feel?
Can you put up the miss me with the bullshit?
Well, to talk about that real quick, like Tom Brady hit up on it, and he was like, man, it's a damn shame these expectations that they're putting on these quarterbacks coming out. They don't have no one to learn behind. They're just throwing them out there in the rookie season.
Yeah, they're just killing them.
Yeah. And you gotta let these kids develop, and that, like you said, it's like it's already the sky. It's like, man, you gotta let them, and that's why I keep saying, like, is Joe Flacco going to be the starter going on? It's like, dude, he needs the reps. Like, Flacco is clearly not the future. The guy came off of his couch for Cleveland. Like he's not going to be playing for the Colts for the next 5-10 years. Like that's just not going to happen. It's like right now, Anthony Richardson, we got to see what he's got, see how he can develop, and if not, we got to look back in the draft again. So. Yeah, you got to give him time. But man, that hit that he took in Pittsburgh against the Steelers, it reminded me of when Andrew Luck lacerated his kidney. Man, he took a shot hard to the back. Wasn't even real because he got tackled and he was going down, and then another guy popped him from behind, and you could see that pain in his face. It was like shit. And then 2 plays later,
man.
And then 2 plays later, Shane fucking calls a read option. It's like, why would you call a play knowing that your quarterback's probably going to pull it down?
Right.
Why would you call that fucking play after you just saw him?
Yeah, you just got beat.
Yeah. It's like, don't ever call it. Like, you can do like a fake run. That's fine, where he, bootlegs or whatever. But don't actually give him an option to run the damn ball. Oh, that was, dude, that pissed off Alex, man. He called it quarterback malpractice. Like, Shane should be fired. He was pissed.
I don't blame him. I mean, that's asking for it.
Yeah.
I like that quarterback malpractice. That's pretty good.
Joe Flacco may not be the quarterback for the next 5 to 10 years, but he does have something that Anthony Richardson does not have. He can be your quarterback for 5 to 10 games.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Flacco is dangerous because he's a veteran, see, and he's been through wars.
Like you ain't have to do him like that.
Anyways, we might, yeah. So what did you want to miss me with that bullshit banner up for?
Yeah. Go ahead, Trevor.
I can't let this guy off with some of the other shit he said because I'm just now reading it.
Oh, he's going back in there.
I'm back on it, bro.
Look, I knew it was coming.
He can't be admin because he's just now reading it, so he can't be admin.
See, no accusations, Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
So he said
you did just get home from work, so maybe you just didn't have time to read it, Mr. Admin. All right, let me go to this thread to see if I get any responses on there.
Okay.
Oh, maybe
anyway,
I'm the Texans guy. Anyway,
he said he tried to put the blame on BTJ for Teal overthrowing him. You're a fucking idiot. What I said specifically was that Brian Thomas Jr. got pushed down on his route, which should have been defensive pass interfering, which probably put BTJ off about 5 seconds more than or 5 yards than what he would have been, which would put the throw on target because Trevor Lawrence released the ball before the corner jammed him in his route, which it was not a press route. You can't jam him 10 yards up the field. That is pass interference. Learn football, you fucking retard. Secondly, I hate these motherfuckers, man. And then
get him, Trevor. Get him.
He says the level of coping on this video because he's inadequate is insane. I have never once said that he's playing great football this year. That's not what the fuck I said. I've never once said that he is living up to all of his potential because he's not. But for you to say that he's inadequate, do you not remember what he was doing before he got injured? Do you not remember the greatest comeback of playoff history with no turnovers? He has the potential. It is there. Now you have to find why can't he make it consistent? Now, for you to say it's all on him, what about the play calling? What about the O-line? Because those are problems. For you to say that he is doing it all because of him, you're fucking ignorant. That is not coping. That is ignorance. And this is knowing different levels of football. I know for a fact Trevor Lawrence is not playing 100%. If he was playing 100%, we should probably be 2-2. That is absolutely accurate. But he doesn't take that burden alone. You people make it seem like it's all on him, and he is solely the reason that this team is losing. If you think 3 draw plays in a row is a smart decision, stop fucking watching football. You're retarded. Stop watching. If you think dunk passes with 1 second to throw is smart, you are retarded. Stop watching.
Hey, Jeff, is Adam's Avengers still up for donations?
Yeah. I haven't been to the page. But
Jeff's son has Down syndrome, and we are currently doing a fundraiser for the team Adam's Avengers. We do not hate anyone of the retarded or
no, I don't mean that.
Disabled.
You're making it. Now you're taking it there.
We do have that up. Please make donations to that.
Let me rephrase.
No, I mean you would never call a retarded person a retard. You call your friends who are acting retarded retards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, exactly. Because my brother actually has learning disabilities of the same, not exact same diagnosis, but I'm not actually saying like anything derogatory towards people that have excuses. You're not like these people are just ignorantly stupid. Like there's a difference between ignorance is bliss, but at this point you're just ignorant and dumb. Like it's just it's just, oh my God. It's a cancer on humanity, the type of people that these guys are. Like I hate them. It's so bad because it gets me because
he's trolling you so bad.
No. Well, yes. I get fired up about this. I get fired up about this specific topic. Because when you say the Jaguars suck, you're absolutely correct. We fucking suck right now, bro. You are not wrong. And does every player on our team deserve heat? Absolutely, they do. But for you to put it all on one person when your quarterback played worse last weekend, the only reason he has more air yards is because we played a soft, cushy zone. But what did he do with it? Absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Well, except against Darby.
Yeah,
because Darby's trash, but we're playing a soft, cushy zone.
True.
Again, it's hard. It's hard to say like these stats go against a guy because we're playing zone. If we're playing man to man, it's easy to say, yeah, that guy's getting cooked every time. We're playing soft zone, man. We're playing bend but don't break because we don't have the manpower to do it. You still couldn't blow out a defense that was missing everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I agree with that.
Sorry.
So we're playing the Colts this week.
All the R words. Hold on, I got this. All the R words. I do apologize.
All the R words. All right. Well,
Jeff, how do you
Yes,
feel about Taylor's ankle? Do you think he'll play this week?
Who's? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
I don't think so, man. He hasn't practiced all week. He's had a mild high ankle sprain. It's the same ankle that kept him out of last season and late the year before. So I feel like they're going to play it cautious. I'm guessing he won't go. If he does, it'll be very limited.
What's that? New contract for Jonathan Taylor? Negotiations are started?
I was about to say, I can't remember the last time we played him either. Like,
hey,
actually,
we need to check into this. How come it seems like everyone who signed a new big contract this year is getting hurt or just playing or sorry? What is up with that?
Yeah, because everybody on the team has played pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Taylor's playing good. He's
everyone playing bad. That usually points to coaching. I mean, I'm just saying, whatever. Can't possibly be that every single player ever sucks. Whatever.
I mean, the first game, Taylor had a good game, didn't he? First two games, he had a good game, right?
Yeah, I mean, even against Pittsburgh with that good defense, he still put up almost 90 and a touchdown. He's had a pretty good year.
Yeah, y'all actually did really well against that Pittsburgh defense, man. Really well.
Yes.
A lot better than I expected.
He was running really well with Anthony Richardson on the field. Then when Flacco came on, the run game kind of died. I mean, he still got yards in there.
Zero in on him.
Right, exactly. I would say that dual threat is not there.
Yeah.
If you got to watch both, that's what makes them dangerous. You can't cover them all at the same time,
Right.
Yeah. So okay. Well, Flacco, what difference does Flacco bring compared to Richardson? Besides experience, of course.
There was a few plays in that Steelers game that it was third and long. Like it was 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. I think there was one that was 3rd and 14, and he picked up each one of them. And I think the biggest benefactor of Flacco is Josh Downs. Like he had a really good game. I think he had a touchdown, like 90 yards or something like that. Like he had a really good game. And he's that security blanket, kind of almost an extension of the run game. Like it's just those underneath quick hitters. And he's got, he's always had good hands all the way back to college. And that's why they got him. He's a really good route runner and very reliable. So Flacco can get it to him. I don't know if Anthony Richardson is going to pick up those 3 3rd and longs,
Right.
So it's just that veteran, that experience, and he can still zip it. So, I mean, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does still have a cannon, dude.
He's got wheels, man. He ran for first down.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be doing a lot of that, though.
Probably not. But it's.
Yeah, because Ventrell Miller is a heat-seeking missile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would not run at Ventrell Miller with any quarterback because you are asking for problems. That guy is insane. He's been really good. Yeah. Honestly, I would love to see him in our starting rotation more often, dude. He's really good.
I was thinking that myself. Well, I'm like, who would he replace?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like we talked about the other day.
They didn't really have to replace anybody. Just because I don't think that third linebacker spot is really settled.
No, it's
my question is though, do they move Lloyd back outside and put Ventrell at middle, or do they have Ventrell playing outside?
I think they put Muma back outside because he's a tackling machine anyway, and let Ventrell just do what he's been doing because Ventrell is balling out, dude.
Yeah, but the problem is Lloyd's green dot, so they have green dot as an outside. I mean, technically you could, but it's just a little different.
Yeah. I mean, but I think you have to adjust to your players a little bit too. That's right. That's all coaching too. You adjust to who you got. That's why we need to adjust back from zone because Darby can't do it.
Well, I mean, we have no choice. Darby, he can't do man either.
They need to find
that's why Nico was killing it, huh?
They need to find some sort of I don't know. They got to find a hybrid play. There's plenty of them. I mean, there's plenty of them because Monteric can't do man because he gets cooked, but he can do zone very well. He's very good in zone. But actually, I'll take this back. He actually made a lot of plays this past weekend in both defenses. So I'll give him his point. This past weekend, he was just good. He was really good this last weekend. But Darby, we got to find something for Darby, or he's got to get off the field, bro, because he is a liability. He's been a liability all season though. Like it's been him and Brown, or him or Brown, but most of the time it's been him consistently being trash. And then every other week, Monteric's like, "Hey, I'm with you." Like,
I don't know why you don't like Monteric. Monteric been playing pretty good this year.
He is playing good right now. He's playing really good right now. And it's not so much that he hasn't been good this year. His stats show he's been pretty good this year. But it's one of those things I feel like it's the untimely misses, like we talked about. It's just it's not so much that he messes up, it's when he messes up. Because it's not that he's messing up every play, but like, good Lord, when he messes up, dude. Oh,
Monteric hasn't given up many deep passes. Now he can give up a lot of crossing passes, but he hasn't given up a lot of deep passes.
Yeah, on crucial third and 12s and 3rd and 14s that keep us on the field for 5 minutes longer because he can't cover the middle. It's not always, but that's what I mean by that untimely stuff. Like with the Browns, there were so many plays that Monteric just got cooked over the middle that if we could have just got off the field, we had to get off the field. I mean, they were sustaining 10-minute drives. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Well, that's more than Monteric there.
I know. I know. It was everybody. Everybody played like garbage that game. It was trash.
All right, let's get back to Jeff here for a minute. Defensively, what y'all got defensively, man? How's your rookie hanging doing? He's performing.
I mean, he did good against the Bears, but the Colts have been playing against a lot against the run, so it's kind of negated what Latu brings to the table. But he did get a sack fumble against the Bears, so yeah, Caleb Williams, and he's had a lot of pressures. He's caused a few false starts, but I mean, it's not a lot's translated to the stat column. But the secondary has looked better. I mean, Jalen Jones, I think he was a 6th, 7th rounder, and he had a couple picks, that one game, so they've been playing better than I thought they would, especially the last couple weeks. They've been letting up a lot of air yards, but kind of bend but don't break like y'all. And I will say Gus Bradley, for a couple weeks there, he wasn't adjusting for shit. We were getting hammered in the run game, and then all of a sudden, like, he started bringing 5-6 guys, and it stopped. Like, really? And they were doing the same shit against Pittsburgh, man. They had him bottled up to 10 points until the fourth quarter, and that's what they were doing. And then they went into that soft shit and almost let them back in and win the game. But yeah, if they bring 5 or 6, man, they've been looking a lot better when they do that.
I think we've been really good against the run, just not good against cross passes. And our flats, we are terrible at guarding the flats, dude.
Yeah. When you line up 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, I mean,
that's what I'm not understanding. Yeah, we lined up 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they needed 5 yards for the first down.
Yeah.
There was a play. I think it was against Caleb Williams when he got his first touchdown pass. Like, they were 12 yards from the end zone or some shit, and you got Jalen Jones playing in the fucking end zone.
Right.
Get up there, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Sure enough, they caught it underneath, and
that all comes down to coaching. I think the Colts and the Jaguars are in a very similar boat, man. They've got the players, and honestly, it won't be long before people are saying Anthony Richardson is the problem. Anthony Richardson, the reason that the Colts aren't good.
They already are.
No. I mean, like, there are people doing it, but he's not on national news television yet, being fucking blackballed and blasted like Trevor Lawrence is. But he will get there. He will get there.
Oh,
he might not he won't get to the level that Trevor Lawrence does of the hate because of what Trevor was able to do in college. But I mean, regardless, they're both good quarterbacks, man. They really are. I mean, Anthony Richardson, he's got to find a way to stay healthy, because that has been his problem from the beginning of time till now. Like, he just can't stay healthy. But Trevor, Trevor's got to get better at taking the small things. I think honestly, if I had to guess what's going on with Trevor is we can't get off the field on defense. So he knows he's only getting probably like 6 chances at a touchdown in a game. Honestly, God, like he might get 6 drives. Okay. Coaching is bad. He knows the play calling sucks. I mean, anybody with a set of eyeballs and a brain knows the play calling sucks, dude. And and it's like I was trying to explain last week, you got to pick your battles. You can't just check the play every time. You can't. Like the game before, he waved off the helmet. He didn't want it, and he led a touchdown drive. This game, they called a timeout to make sure he got the helmet. Like that kind of stuff. It's clear that he is not happy with the direction that the play calling is going, so he's calling his own stuff, and they've caught on to it now. So he's got to pick his battles. What if I had to guess what's happening is he's trying too hard to make the big plays when he can because he doesn't think they're going to come as often as they should. If I had to guess, because Kurt Warner did a breakdown, and there was a guy that commented it, and he's absolutely right. Kurt Warner said Trevor's just not doing the little things that most good quarterbacks do. He's just not doing them. I think he's just trying to do more than he should because if I had to guess, like I said, and I feel the same way. I feel the same way as a fan, man. Like I can only imagine how they're feeling as an offense. Like if the big play's there, I feel like you got to take it now because who knows when you're going to see it again. Because our route tree, Eric has been saying it for a long time, dude. Our route trees are terrible. We don't have any exotic routes, man. We just like run these basic ass crosses. We run 3 receivers to the same direction and hope that somebody creates enough separation to get open. And if it doesn't happen, the play's dead. So I feel the same way as a fan that if it's a deep shot, man, you got to take it. You've got to rip it. And no, he shouldn't be always taking the checkdowns. Yes, traditionally, with an offense that has good play calling and good scheme and a response for a play after checkdown, sure, you take the checkdown. I don't think he trusts them enough to take the checkdown and then the drive survive afterwards.
Right.
So I guess earlier you were saying that you don't think that that Doug Peterson and the coaching staff has lost the locker room.
It's not that I don't think that. It's the players said that.
Well, if Trevor Lawrence is, waving off the helmet, doing his own shit and not really believing, what they're doing is going to work and how many chances he's going to have, I would say that's the players not buying into the coaches.
That was the question was about Doug Peterson specifically.
Yeah.
And the play, Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram said that that's not going on and that they've never heard that. Like nobody actually thinks that. But
I think
Press Taylor, on the other hand,
Taylor though, yeah, it's Press Taylor.
Yes,
and I think that Doug will lose the locker room if he continues the way that he's going, because it has been confirmed for us finally that Press Taylor has been calling the plays this year. Yeah. Sure, with some Doug Peterson input, obviously, but Press Taylor has been calling the plays this year. That has been quote unquote confirmed. I know, but either way, Trevor is the kind of guy, he's not going to go in a press conference and tell you that. He's not going to stand in front of the camera and on a microphone and tell you, I don't trust these guys at all. He's not going to tell you that. He's just not. Look at how long it took him to say, dude, we suck.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back for a minute. Let's go back to the Charger game where we came back. That first half, because of our route tree, the Chargers shut us down because they played tight man-to-man, cut all the little, they shut everything down because we kept dinking and dunking because that's what our identity was or is or however you want to say it. And I think a lot of teams figured that out. Now, what didn't happen was in the off season, our coaches get together and say, hey, okay, this is a weakness right here. But in the second half, we let Trevor open it up. Hey, we did some work then. But now let's just keep our own same thing. We just bring some more players in and let's see if we can't just get this to working. Every now and then we'll throw one and just have Trevor continuously just dink and dunk it until we take that one shot a game. And hopefully we have a receiver out there. Bam. When you look at the route tree now and the way defenses are playing, it's the same way the Chargers did back then. I don't know why the coaches don't see it because that's what it is. When Trevor can't, he has nowhere to go but to take a long shot every now and then because everything's short. It's because our receivers aren't doing anything. and then when he put it on them, they drop it. I mean, what,
Yes, they do.
what was this man supposed to do? Is he
He's had
supposed to
more
play?
drop balls since he got in the league.
Throw it, throw it, run it down there and catch it, and then score 2? Come on.
Yeah, and I mean, also we broke it down on the all 22, which is another reason. Like, by the way, I do like getting guys fired up in our comments. Jeff, I know you're not on with us a lot because when they keep coming back, they don't realize, that they're spiking a certain,
Yeah,
I like it. I like it, and it's actually gotten us good views before, so it actually works. And Isaiah does plenty of his own. I can assure you.
Allegedly.
Oh yeah.
Allegedly. Well, admin does it, but me and Isaiah will get in work too. But anyway, we showed it on all 22, which I think was the main reason it was such a good thing, and clearly that this guy was not watching and just listening, because on the all 22 we showed you the angles. No one was getting open. Where would you have him put the ball?
Right.
And then when they did get open, they either dropped it, and yes, he had a miss. What quarterback doesn't miss from time to time? Who doesn't? Okay.
Trevor Lawrence against the Colts.
That's fact. That's facts, because he is on fire every time he I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff. I want y'all to lose even harder this game just because we're using the throwback.
Yeah.
Look good, play good.
Yeah, I really like what the Colts are putting on the field with their line, though, man. I think they're the top-ranked offensive line. I don't know. I don't know if Ryan Kelly's going to go or not, but man, they had a Bordellini come in. He was their 4th-round pick in this last draft, and he was stellar against the Steelers. And even Braden Smith, their right tackle, I think he was on TJ Watt most, if not all the time, and I think Watt only had a couple pressures. So their line's getting it done. It's just, the quarterback hasn't been that accurate, and when he has been, the Colts can't catch shit either. So it's kind of the same thing with y'all. It's, when they do get it there, they drop the damn thing. Adonai Mitchell had a huge 3rd down. I can't remember who it was against. Hit him right in the fucking hands. He's looking upfield instead of looking the ball in, and just killing a drive.
Brian Thomas
is interesting. It's going to be interesting as well, seeing how, because Latu's been playing pretty well, but our tackles last game didn't let up a single pressure between the two, and we let up like 1 with no sacks from the tackles. Like, they had a really good game last game.
They did.
Seeing how the Colts kind of scheme some pressure up, or if Gus Bradley's going to Gus Bradley and only send 3 or 4 at the time and just hang back in zone coverage.
If he's only bringing 4 and there's no Kwity Paye, Dio had himself a day, but if there's no Kwity Paye and it's just really Latu and Dio and they're only bringing 4, Trevor's going to have something he hasn't had all season long is fucking time, and that's what the Colts have always done. So they need to bring. So they've been bringing. I don't know if Kenny Moore's going to play either, but he had a sack. They've been bringing down Nick Cross. They've been bringing in EJ Speed for pressure, and it's been working. So that they can't let Trevor let this be his bounce back game. Oh, man,
yes, they can. Yes, they can.
They can. But they can't.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff. I think it's coming. And I think it's coming for a couple reasons. Because Trevor, like I said,
me too.
Trevor had some time last weekend. Trevor had some time. Our tackles had their best game of the season. Guards, still questionable sometimes. They still, as a line, played their best game. Okay, and we saw what Trevor could do with it. We were in the game with a really good team. We really were. I think play calling really inevitably killed that game for us. Sure, Trevor missed 2 touchdowns. That's absolutely correct. We were still in it. We still should have won, but we ran 3 draw plays. We've already covered that. But regardless, I think this weekend, I feel like if Trevor does have time, it's really going to be over, because we've talked about your secondary, and there leaves room to be desired there. The same as ours, especially right now. But honestly, if we don't have to rely on Travis Etienne chip blocking, Trevor he kills teams when he doesn't have to rely on that. Travis is terrible at reading who to block. We have seen that in the all 22 so many times this year. He just doesn't know, or he just decides not to. Whatever one it is, he just goes away from it most of the time, or he comes back too late and the pressure's already on. Tank Bigsby, however, if we run some more Tank Bigsby,
Yeah, that's exactly why the Colts have got to keep bringing 5 or 6. Like if they let up 500 yards or something in their first 2 games this season, they can't let that happen. Can't let it happen.
Because
they
Yes,
can,
they can.
but they can't. No,
Yes,
they
they
can.
can.
They just can't let it happen.
Well, they should. They should. They should. And it's even more sad that Trevor can ID the pressure before the play, and they don't pick it up at all. They don't even slow it down. That's how bad it is. Like I've seen him. Like he'll literally point over the line. He's pointing out who's coming. He knows who's coming. They just walk through, dude. Walk through.
What you got for us, Jeff?
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Say I don't think either team's really going to run away with this game. I think we're both kind of in the same boat, just trying to find their way, trying to figure their offense out, what they can be, and it'll be hard for the Colts if Richardson and Taylor aren't there. But if the Colts win this game, and I don't think they've won in Jacksonville for 9 years or some shit, but if they win this game and Jacksonville falls to 0-5, what then for the Jaguars? Like what? Any changes? Any like? Are y'all? Where do y'all go from there? Is I guess what I'm asking.
Here's the question. The question is, what do you change? What do you change? The head coach, the play caller, the quarterback, the defensive line, the offensive line. What do you change? The bottom line is you're 0-5, and you need to figure it the hell out. I mean, let's be honest. Now, honestly though, if we do lose this game, yeah, that's going to be kind of a nut crusher there for me. It really is. The first 4, yes, no doubt, there's a possibility. But this one, all odds say we should win this one.
Yeah,
we should win this one. Now, of course, we know odds and playing. You know, the odds of playing on the field, that's totally different. But you know, and that is the argument that a lot of fans are having, not only with themselves, with others, but you know, mention it to the team. If it's not working, we have seen this play calling not working. Why are we still trying to do it? You know, why haven't we changed some parts of our offense to make it more I guess dependable or reliable for Trevor? Make it more friendly for Trevor, I guess you can say. You know, look, Trevor is a quarterback. He can be that slinker like Brett Favre. He can be. But I think Doug, and this goes back to my question when we was off the air, I asked, what the hell is this team offensively identity? We don't have one. We just, if you don't know your own identity, how can you produce anything? You just throwing it up and throwing, flipping a coin and say, hey, heads or tails, this is what we're gonna do today. You know, and that's what it feels like right now sometimes when you watch this offense. Now we know there's going to be a run up the middle. We know there's going to be a bubble screen that's going to lose 2 or 3 yards. You know, we know it's going to be an out pattern somewhere along the way where he's got to try and fit it in between a corner and the safety. I mean, we know this because that's the tree route. You know, so something has to change. But the question is, are there going to be, and they have shown through the first 4 games that they haven't been they haven't wanted to change. Apparently they're happy with the system and said it's going to work, it's going to work, it's going to work. Well, damn, 4 games in, it hasn't worked. That's why we sit at 0-4.
Yeah.
And if nothing else proves that, Tennessee goes in and beats Miami. I know they had another quarterback, but I mean, really?
That was such a bad game.
Huh?
It was such a bad game.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying, man. I'm like, come on. We have this. You know, I heard I was reading a couple of articles and they were like, well, if the Jaguars continue to lose like this, they need to go on and start the fire sale. You know, there's the roster is talented. There's really no talent on the roster. I'm like, see, this that bullshit that everybody else be listening to, and they don't watch the teams play. You know, because they don't. The talent is there. This roster is not talentless. So yeah, we're gonna go and trade ETN now. We're gonna trade so and so now. Why? So we shoot ourselves in the foot when the answer is right there in the house. Get rid of the play calling right now, because that seems to be the issue. But Doug is determined to let his little child continue to call. Wiggins put it nicely though. That's Tony Wiggins. I like him, man. He put it nicely. It's like, that's my child. I taught him, and I want him to succeed. So I'm gonna let him continue so he can succeed. And that's basically what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
And then until that changes, or he's forced to change it, and we're gonna be, doing this week by week, I guess.
Yeah.
But like Trevor said, the first 4 games, that was a gauntlet. It really was. It really was. Now, we looking at the schedule from here on out. Honestly, we should at least be 500 by the time we finish it. But then again, you know how we do. We do. Yeah, we're gonna do something, and but I foresee it's gonna change. Like when Trevor has trouble with his helmet, sometimes I think it's intentional. He has trouble with his helmets. The offense moves actually when he can't hear the coaches in his ear. The offense moves. He moves the offense.
How much of it do you think is like technical issues, or he's just like, yeah?
I think
I'm just going to run the play.
I think he's saying, I can't hear you. Yeah,
it's not working. I don't.
I think he just gets to the point where, like, you know what? Screw this. Let me see what I can do. Because he's there. He's seeing it more than they are. So if the offensive line can hold up like they did last week, I think we'll be all right. Because you coach, y'all play a lot of zone. I noticed y'all play a whole hell of a lot of zone.
Yeah, it's that's Gus Bradley, baby. He goes with his old, Legion of Boom from Seattle, and we don't have the secondary for that shit. So
yeah, and if Evan Ingram comes back this week, which hopefully he will, that's a big problem for y'all. It really is.
As of right now, Darnell Savage and Evan Ingram are both expected to play this week.
So that's even better. Yeah, that's even better.
I'm waiting for Dewey Winger.
Dewey?
Yeah.
On Dewey, he technically is eligible to be raised this week. So
I know I've been looking to see if he has yet.
Well, he hasn't. Not that I've seen. But he is eligible again. He's missed his 4 games for being on the IR, so he can be elevated whenever.
I wish they'd actually tell us what was wrong with him.
That's the question right there, Trevor. That is the question. But to answer your question, Jeff, I don't know, man. We 0-5. The record says 0-5. If it is to happen, okay, we're 0-5. And
I'm just like,
and then
are y'all calling for like the OC? Like I know after one game, Colts fans are fickle. They were like, "Oh, Stuckey needs to be fired after the first game." But
we've been calling for the OC.
For Taylor.
We've been calling for the OC.
That's for years now, though. Because like last year, his bread and butter was wasting first down.
Yeah,
fair enough.
But my theory is, and I said it on this show, I'm gonna keep saying it. I think Doug has done all he can do with this team. Excuse me, I really do, and I think it's time now to bring somebody else in to carry it over the mountaintop. I really do. He was good to settle the team from the Urban Meyer nonsense to now, but I don't know if it's like in a stalemate now, or he just is determined not to change anything. And it's time if he continues this throughout this whole season, it's time to change something, because something needs to change.
We go 1-5. He's got to go. Everybody,
the approach, the scheme, something, and don't bring in. And I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Do not bring in an old recycled coach. Get us somebody fresh, new, with some different ideas.
We need that guy from the Lions. I forgot his name. We need that guy from the Lions.
So
the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this though, Jeff. I got to tell you this though, Jeff. if we go 0-5, I mean, go 0-5, you got to call for him. You got to call for him. You call for everybody but Ryan Nielsen. Because at least we know why Ryan Nielsen's defense has been kind of ass these past few weeks, because he's missing fucking everybody. We saw what he can do when everybody's on the field. We were a good defense. We were really good. I mean, we were allowing less than 20 points a game, and we were doing really well. Less than 19, actually. But you have to, because that's why I do genuinely. It does bother me when these just like windmill fans just say Trevor or this guy specifically is the problem. Dude, this system has never worked. It has only worked when Trevor has been a good improviser. That's the only time it's worked. Like, I'm so serious. His best highlight plays are when he's rolling out of the pocket, because every other time the play has to break down first. 9 out of 10 times. Very rarely does a play that they called work like it was supposed to. Never does that happen. It's just at this point, like, if you can't see it when we show you on the All-22 that these guys can't make separation with these routes because they're all running the same way, what more do you need? And it's like we said earlier, it's like Eric was explaining, just if every player on the team is not succeeding, that's coaching. That's coaching. It is no longer, oh, well, this guy's not good, or this guy's not what we thought he was. No, dude. Nobody is succeeding right now.
Correct.
No one.
Period.
No one. And then when Tank Bigsby is succeeding, you take him out of the game. Or when Brian Thomas Jr. is succeeding, you put him on short curls. What are you doing? What are you doing?
And those are the facts, people.
I mean, it is. It's just facts. It really is. This is not even partial to the fact that I like Trevor. This is literally just because Brian Thomas starts cooking deep. He starts making plays deep. What do? They bring him on these short comebacks and crossers.
Yes.
Tank Bigsby gets ahead of steam. Dude, Tank Bigsby popped that big run on that drive. He never took another carry the rest of the game.
Yeah.
They pulled him out. He never took another carry the rest of the game, dude.
I feel your pain, man. They did the same shit against the Packers. Jonathan Taylor didn't see the field the fourth quarter.
I mean,
tell me what fucking sense does that make?
Literally. Tank Bigsby didn't see the field the rest of the fourth quarter either. And then on top of that, it's just, I mean, it's really, I think if Doug Peterson, I honest to God, I think if he stepped back and brought in an offensive coordinator, like a true bona fide offensive coordinator, and just let him do what he's going to do, and let Doug oversee the team, because generally speaking with the team, he did build a good culture with them. He really did.
Which was needed.
Yeah, it was needed. And I think that's what you're asking for out of your head coach. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I do think that Doug Peterson, could literally just spend the time with Trevor, just Trevor, you see a great improvement there. I really do. I do think that. But I think he spends too much time trying to bail out whatever the hell we've got going on with this offensive scheme, because it's terrible. So I think if he does do that, if he just steps back into a true head coach and if he doesn't have to babysit this bullshit offensive coordinator we've got, there is a shot that he could go further with this team. There is a shot. I mean, but Press Taylor absolutely has to go. There are no ifs, ands, or buts, dude. He's got to go. And I think the reason that if we go 0-5, you got to call for Doug is because that means that he is completely he's already shown that he is ignorant to changing it. But it means he now at this point, he would rather burn it down than get rid of Press if we go 0-5 because of another shitty offensive scheme performance. If we see that again, they both got to go. No ifs, ands, or buts. They got to go.
Okay, here's an option, and I think I mentioned it last week. Bring Mike McCoy up. Promote Mike McCoy to offensive coordinator. Every time Trevor comes off the field, that's the first person Trevor talks to anyway. He may say something to Doug real quick, but he goes and sit on the bench and talk to McCoy, the quarterback coach. So bring him up. Let's see what he can do. I mean, try something different, because apparently what we're doing now isn't working at all. And that's why we sitting here 0-4 with some winnable games, 3 winnable games. Okay, yeah, one was just shitty. Okay, yeah. But the 3 of them were winnable.
Yeah,
easily.
Those winnable games are the ones that sting the most. I mean, Colts lost by 2 to the Texans and 6 to the Packers from fucking Malik Willis. So it's like when you lose 2 games by a combined 8 points, that's That's tough.
We're right there with you. We're right there
Yeah.
with you. 3 of our 4 games, 1-score games.
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of them less than a touchdown.
I
Mhm.
mean,
Well,
it was.
go ahead.
I think it was against the Texans. There was like 2 touchdown misses from Anthony Richardson, just kind of overthrown. It's like, man, if you beat the Texans and then you put up 10 against the Packers and Malik Willis, you put up one more touchdown, you win 17-16, and you're talking 4-0 right now. So it's tough, man. It's
Yeah.
The plays have been there, they just haven't been executing it right. So is what it is.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to cut it off. I hate to do it, but I got 2 more podcasts to record tonight.
Ditto.
Me and Jeff do. I will say though, I do agree with you guys that I think if we go 0-5, it's lights out for Peterson and the boys. I think it's got to be. But you know, with this Colts game, this is an opportunity though for them to turn it around, hopefully. And I think we could potentially go on a good win streak here, 4 or 5 games in a row with the opponents we have coming up.
Right.
But we got to see it against the team that this is the team that we should beat. We beat every year in Jacksonville. Like, this is one of those things where it's like, this is the game that if you lose, like Shad Khan might just say, all right, that's it, pack your bags. Because we haven't lost to the Colts, basically since his regime started, but we're a couple years off of it. Like, he's been beating the Colts since he got here at home. And so that's going to be a tough one, but thanks for coming on, Jeff. Thanks, gentlemen.
Jeff.
Thanks, gentlemen, for coming on as always. Glad we could get this thing rolling, recorded, and going.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, shout out Worm.
Worm!
But yeah, anything y'all want to say?
Duval. Don't say it, Jeff.
Colts.
Don't say it, Jeff.
Fuck the